Our life is
7 a.m. and it's now time for the morning watch with Mr. Stokeley Marshall. Today, before we jump into the morning watch, it is brought to you by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
NIS pensioners, avoid the wait. Get your NIS pension straight to your bank account. It's easy. Simply visit the Ministry of Labor and Social Security's website, mlss.gov.jm, or the nearest NIS office and collect the direct deposit application form. Then complete the form and submit it along with supporting documents to the NIS office nearest you. Avoid crowds and long lines. Get your money when you want it. The National Insurance Scheme, always working for you.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM, the number one gospel station in Jamaica. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org. And if you are overseas and on the move, US listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you are in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also check us out on Love 101 FM Facebook Live and YouTube Live in the main watch today. What happened to the stray animal pounds? And in the second watch, the UIC on the new Jamaica Constitution, thoughts and concerns in our social media question. We ask, what should happen to the stray animals and their owners? Share your responses in our Facebook or YouTube Love 101 from Jamaica Live, and also WhatsApp comments and voice notes too. 876-997-3125 using hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your conversation on the program, but first, as I quote.
Good morning, good morning. Today's I quote says, each life is made up of mistakes and learning, waiting and growing, practicing patience and being persistent. And this one is from Billy Graham.
Another Billy Graham quote. Each life is made up of mistakes and learning, waiting and growing, practicing patience and being persistent. Well, should I leave it right there again, Jukai?
Nothing to add, nothing to subtract.
Nothing to add, nothing to take away.
That's
the
right.
main watch. We'll be back after this break.
Listen this Friday, September 29 at 2:15 p.m. Inside Alive with Sarah Ann Edwards Miller as Reverend Lorna Ross shares the inspiring story of her musical journey and talks about her passion for singing and more. This Friday, September 29 at 2:15 p.m. Inside Alive with Sarah Ann Edwards Miller here on the family station, Love 101.
It's time to wake up to profit. Hi, I'm Coach Kerr, your business coach. I help entrepreneurs to build a business that allows them to make money while they sleep. Join me on my new radio show, Wake Up to Profit, on Love 101 this September. I'll be sharing the strategies, tips, and tools you need to build a successful business online with drop shipping, print on demand, digital products, social media marketing, and more. Subscribe at wakeuptoprofit.com.
Listen to Wake Up to Profit with Coach Carr, Thursdays at 6:47 a.m. during Love in the Morning with Jukar Dar. That's Wake Up to Profit with Coach Carr, Thursdays at 6:47 a.m. right here on Love 101 FM, the family station.
Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Love 101, you're invited to listen to Good Morning Minister, a weekly feature where government ministers will speak about the development in their various ministries. Listen for the updates and have your questions and concerns ready to share inside Good Morning Minister as the Minister of Information, Robert Nesta Morgan, and a guest minister or agency head discuss the issues and take your questions and suggestions. Get ready to call in during Good Morning Minister, 11 a.m. on Wednesdays, right here on Love 101, the family station.
Good Morning Minister is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister. Love 101 invites you to listen to Encounter, presented by the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Every first Thursday, listen for words of upliftment from the Lighthouse Assembly with Bishop Rowan Edwards. Every second Thursday at 10 p.m., listen for a word of encouragement from Mojis Ministries International. That's Women of God in Service with Reverend Dr. Elaine Richards. Every third Thursday, receive words of strength and power from Praise Deliverance Ministry with Senior Pastor Fitzroy Carr. Every fourth Thursday, Reverend Leonie Samuels of the Richmond New Testament Church of God in St. Mary shares words of hope. For fifth Thursdays, it's words of inspiration from the New United Bible Way Church of God with Reverend Dr. Jasmine Brown. That's Encounter, presented by the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches every Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101.
Hey, small people! Listen up. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. for the Small People Show with Auntie Colleen. Yes, every day we have something educational and fun for you to enjoy. Plus, on a fifth Friday, you get a chance to hail up your friends and community, and you could win a prize too. That's the Small People Show, where we aim to build characters and empower our small people for the future. Remember to tell a friend and stay for the fun. It's the Small People Show with Auntie Colleen on the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Now, from cows to goats to dogs, it is said that they're all roaming the streets, our highways, and byways, presenting a danger to human beings and to even themselves. But there was a time when this was not such a huge issue. There was a time when animal pounds were in operation, or were more so in operation. The question some may ask is, were they really effective? And if so, where did they go and why aren't they still being used in the way that they used to be used? Is it time to bring them back? Animal pounds, is it time to bring them back? Our guests today to help us to unravel this, we have President of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Lenworth Fulton. We also have Franklin McKnight, journalist, publisher. Mr. McKnight, Mr. Fulton, good day. Gentlemen?
Good morning, good morning.
Are we hearing Mr. McKnight or Mr. Fulton? Mr. McKnight, rather, is in fact the creator of Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast on YouTube. Yes, thank you, sir, for introducing your Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast on YouTube. I hope this is going well, sir.
It's going well, sir. It will be better now when you get on and subscribe to.
Mr. McKnight, so far we have you on the online. We are trying to have Mr. Fulton join us.
Okay.
What is to be done in your view about stray animals on our roads?
Well, the use of the pounds is one area where something sensible could be done, but I think it would need to start with the education of farmers and the regional of the practice of sort of keeping your animals, looking after your animals, taking that as your responsibility. But there are many people who feel, when I was called to sort of give a view on this. I've talked to a couple of people, and there are many people who feel that what is happening partly is, particularly with cattle, is that people don't have the areas for them to, the space, the land, for them to be able to be fed properly from their land. So they let them take wherever they can. In other words, if you have half an acre or less, and you really don't have cattle feed, you expand your holding by just letting go the animal, letting him walk, letting him go to wherever he can. And so one of the things that would need to be done is for farmers to be put under some pressure to keep their animals in their own space, tether them, and don't just let them go walking. Because what you see so often, especially on some of these rural roads, and some are worse than others, as you might have heard, it appears to be worse in the western end of the island, in the Westmoreland area in particular, in the Little London and so on.
Oh,
I'm not
we
sure.
do apologize. We do apologize for that temporary glitch there. I'm in the show now, Mr. McKnight. There was a slight glitch a moment ago. I've heard you, Mr. McKnight, and it didn't seem to be that there was a need for all this education in times past. What has changed?
Okay. Well, this society has changed and deteriorated in many ways. In many of the standards that we knew or people knew have just gone. Many of the things that have just gone away. And as you said in your opener, there were pounds, they were operated, and they seem to have helped. Though I can recall in the late 90s in St. Anne, I remember quite a few crashes involving motor vehicles and animals, and I don't even know what took place, why they stopped. They lived in the area, but there were quite a few where the animals were just let out on the road, particularly in that area between Spencer's Bay and going further towards the Runaway Bay end. There were quite a few of those. But there were not any pounds at the time. That was the late 90s, and people were asking about pounds. So pounds existed, at least in Santana, I know. Before that time, I know pounds existed across the island. I know that there were pound keepers, but those went away, sir. You asked an important question. What happened?
I'm just wondering if it's because we are a less agrarian society than we were in the past, but I think we are already upon a break. Hold your thoughts, Mr. McKnight, while we still try to have Mr. Fulton online. I gather he might be available, but we need to have him online. Listeners, please stay with us. We'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
Do you have questions about the availability of medication from your drugstore pharmacist? Ask your pharmacist. Contact the NHF to find out more. The time by the NHF is
7:15 a.m.
every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Love 101. You're invited to listen to Good Morning Minister, a weekly feature where government ministers will speak about the developments in their various ministries. Listen for the updates and have your questions and concerns ready to share inside Good Morning Minister as the Minister of Information, Robert Nesta Morgan, and a guest minister or agency head discuss the issues and take your questions and suggestions. Get ready to call in during Good Morning Minister, 11 a.m. on Wednesdays, right here on Love 101, the family station.
Good Morning Minister is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Hey girl, it's me. Or maybe I should say the future you. Just shouting back in time to let you know our retirement's going great, just like you planned it. In fact, we're at the airport on our way to Italy.
Start planning early with a Jane Individual Retirement Scheme. Retirement lasts longer than you think.
Oh, by the way, that boy Lloyd is not the one. Just letting you know from now. See you later.
Do your future a favor. Make sure you're in a position to enjoy retirement. Contact Jane Life Insurance today.
Shake and go, come on to a shake and go. Step on the wheel, have to increase the tempo. Come on to a shake and go. Feel what's feel nice, nutrition for your lifestyle. Come on to a shake and go. The neck we are kick, schoolboy football season they kick. Come on to a shake and go. Try the delicious new flavors today. Chocolate, vanilla, peanut, and butter pecan. Come on to a shake and go.
NIS pensioners, avoid the wait. Get your NIS pension straight to your bank account. It's easy. Simply visit the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's website, mlss.gov.jm, or the nearest NIS office and collect the direct deposit application form. Then complete the form and submit it along with supporting documents to the NIS office nearest you. Avoid crowds and long lines. Get your money when you want it. The National Insurance Scheme, always working for you.
It's time to wake up to profit. Hi, I'm Coach Kerr, your business coach. I help entrepreneurs to build a business that allows them to make money while they sleep. Join me on my new radio show, Wake Up to Profit, on Love 101 this September. I'll be sharing the strategies, tips, and tools you need to build a successful business online with drop shipping, print on demand, digital products, social media marketing, and more. Subscribe at wakeuptoprofit.com.
Bible Society of the West Indies now has Bibles in stock for back to school. All versions are available at reasonable prices. Quantity discounts for bookstores and retailers. Visit them at 24 Hadley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. You can call or WhatsApp them at 876-339-3501 or email them at biblehouse@biblesocietywi.org.
Planning to sit the January CXC CSEC exams privately? Register with Overseas Examinations Commission before the registration deadline, October 13, 2023. Visit our Kingston office or Montego Bay office to complete your application form or send an email to help@overseasexams.org.jm. Follow our social media pages at Overseas Exams for more details. Remember, if you plan to sit the January CXC CSEC exams privately, the registration deadline is October 13, 2023.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Are your friends and family coming over? No worries. Surprise them with the Oreo roll. The perfect pack to share with everyone anywhere. Twist, lick, and dunk to enjoy the flavor that everyone loves and create new memories filled with laughter and fun. Oreo, stay playful.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the main watch. The topic is what happened to the stray animal pounds. Our guests are President, Jamaica Agricultural Society, Mr. Lenworth Fulton, and we also have Franklin McKnight online. And of course, Mr. McKnight has, he has what is the terminology? He has I would say upped his game. He's now on YouTube as a, is it a vlogger, podcaster, continuing to do what he does best, but this time on YouTube, informing and educating the public. Mr. McKnight, am I correct, sir?
You are very kind, sir, and very correct. That it's a frankly speaking Jamaica podcast.
Thank you, sir. Now, we have Mr. Fulton online now, President of Jamaica Agricultural Society. And Mr. McKnight, before the break, you were indicating to us that farmers persons need to really keep control of their animals to prevent them from straying. Mr. Fulton, I think you're saying the same thing. Any comments in that regard, sir?
Yes, but the pounds have all been deteriorated because they are maintained by the parish council. And to have a structure and to maintain for cattle, goats, and sheep is a completely different discipline. So I think the parish council itself shun operating pound because they'll have to hire people to take care of the animal.
Mr. Fulton, I'm so happy you said that.
I did a recent article on it, and the
Yes,
article
yes.
speaks to poor land reform in this country. Most of the cattle, a large number of our cattle farmers do not have land, and the question we should ask, why haven't they been given land or leased land by the government? There are thousands and thousands of acres of land all in all the parishes. And we should get these cattle farmers together, educate them, put them in a group, and offer them a way to raise the cattle because we need the beef. We are importing over 100 million US dollar worth of beef and beef product, and maybe much more than that now. We have made a step to be.
Mr. McKnight, you're coming in. Go ahead.
What you're saying, Mr. Fulton, is that some of the owners of cattle, some of the owners of these animals we see on the street, don't have anywhere for them to forage, don't have anywhere for any land, really. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. And they have honed their skills in the 70s and 80s by working on cattle estate. So that's what they know. So you find a lot of it in Miguel and in Hanover, where most of those who are in those areas are working with the hotel. They don't have hotel skills. They have cattle rearing skills. And it is for us in agriculture to match them up with land. And we have not been doing so. Sufficing to say that, however, I think there should be stiff penalties for people who put their cattle to stray on the streets and so on. I don't support that because the law does not support that. But we need to look at it from another angle.
Yes, and I appreciate the angle, sir.
The problem there, though, is that you can't find. There's a lot of difficulties in the prosecution. I've seen just traveling through the country. I've seen situations where people have hit cows in particular, cattle in particular.
Yes.
And nobody around knows. Nobody around claims to know who that an animal belongs to. You just take your losses. You take your damage. You take, God forbid, a death. But nobody claims to know because everybody is protecting everybody else in these circumstances.
I agree with you, but look, we have a parliament. And if you have land two sides of the road and you hit a cattle, then you can't get anything either. And these laws are still on the books, Mr. McKnight. So we have not done enough in public education and in making laws to protect the public. And when you talk about things crashing on the highway, human beings walk across the road too. Car hit bike and bicycle. So crashes are there, but we should prevent the stray animal. Dogs create the problem too. And so you need some strong laws. Because when people say they don't know who's cattle, it's because the investigation have not gone on as intensely as if that same farmer had chopped somebody. People will know that it is his cattle, his bull or cow, if a proper investigation was done.
Very interesting, Mr. Fulton. I want to revisit the point you raised in relation to some of the municipal corporations, if not all of them. They might be shying away from maintaining the pounds because they probably don't even have the staff in some cases or not enough staff to monitor them properly. And the point I had made before, or that I raised before the break, sir, is that we are apparently a less agrarian society. So I don't even know if we are that sensitized as we were in times past. Any comments on that general point, sir, that maybe us being a less agrarian society is probably a part of the issue? Mr. Fulton?
Well, it's not only that we are less agrarian, you just see the poll, it came out yesterday to show that our people don't even know enough about us leaving the monarchy. We are not educating our people because we feel that to run an ad over your radio station or a couple radio station and the television and put a notice in the newspaper. Is education sufficient to bring people, to convince people? So we need to do far more in public education. And in talking about the pound, remember
what kind of public education do you envisage? In other words, what would you want to see that public education look like?
It has to be from the community level. It will have to be a community type education. You would have to get the churches involved, the schools involved, the basic school teacher involved, because these children will take home the message. But you can't just go to a town hall. Who will go to a town hall? Maybe somebody who can drive or have the bus fare, and somebody who lives close by. So you don't reach most people with those methods of town hall communication.
Very interesting point you raised there, Mr. Fulton.
I encourage to maintain, but we need to do more.
Yes, yes. Not because we don't want to, but because of a time issue, Mr. Fulton. Before we wrap, Mr. McKnight, any comments you would like to make? Because Mr. Fulton has really given us a mouthful here.
Yes, I take the point, as I said earlier, about the people who own cattle, just letting them go because they really want them to go and feed somewhere else on the road. And they're not really intent on creating havoc, but they do. And also that smaller animals, domesticated animals, for example, dogs are also a similar problem. There's some parts on the road where you will see, just seems that there are more dogs in some of those places, trails, and they cause problems too. They cause you to try to swerve to get out of their way and create crashes and so on. So it's an issue, sir, that I think that you have raised, others have raised, and it's an issue that really needs to be dealt with. Not only because five people have been killed in the last less than 2 months on the road because in crashes with these animals.
Mr. Fulton, any final thoughts and any comments in relation to the increased traffic on the roads? Isn't that a part of the issue as well? Because
I think every parish should get back the pounds. I remember when you have a pound, it's zero grazing. So you have to take food and water and medication to the animal. And I think the parish council is not prepared for something like that. That's an agrarian practice. And they don't have those skills within the parish council. So I think they need to move the management of pound probably to somewhere else.
Interesting. Unfortunately, we can't take the discussion any further today, but very interesting note upon which to end because, well, unfortunately, we're totally out of time. Lenworth, Fulton, Franklin, McKnight, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time and for your thoughts. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Much appreciated, sir.
A good day to
you. Most welcome to the both of you. Listeners, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
Anything possible with a little savings in your hand.
The time by JM Bank is
7:30.
Refreshing your space should be a breeze. And at Active Home Center, we have made it easy by having what you need all in one place. Shop the largest selection of tiles, bathroom fixtures, lighting, doors, and more. Visit us at 84 Carlton Spring Road in Kingston or check out our newly opened location in Freeport, Montego Bay. Come speak with our in-house experts and hit refresh on your space. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Jamaica's gangs are like packs of rats. They live in filth and try and drag us all in there with them, spreading the disease of violence and corruption everywhere. But like a pack of rats, they can be eliminated with your help. If you have information on gangs, call Crime Stop on 311. This message is brought to you by Crime Stop and their marketing partners, Lime and NCB.
NIS pensioners, avoid the wait. Get your NIS pension straight to your bank account. It's easy. Simply visit the Ministry of Labor and Social Security's website, mlss.gov.jm, or the nearest NIS office and collect the direct deposit application form. Then complete the form and submit it along with supporting documents to the NIS office nearest you. Avoid crowds and long lines. Get your money when you want it. The National Insurance Scheme, always working for you.
Love 101 invites you to listen to Encounter, presented by the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Every first Thursday, listen for words of upliftment from the Lighthouse Assembly with Bishop Rowan Edwards. Every second Thursday at 10 p.m., listen for a word of encouragement from Wojis Ministries International. That's Women of God in Service with Reverend Dr. Elaine Richards. Every third Thursday, receive words of strength and power from Praise Deliverance Ministry with Senior Pastor Fitzroy Carr. Every fourth Thursday, Reverend Leonie Samuels of the Richmond New Testament Church of God in St. Mary shares words of hope. For fifth Thursdays, it's words of inspiration from the New United Bible Way Church of God with Reverend Dr. Jasmine Brown. That's Encounter, presented by the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches every Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the September 2023 payment under the Social Pension Program is now ready for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007 or check the Ministry's website at www.mlss.gov.jm. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
From generation to generation, Jamaicans have depended on J&B Bank to make the pride and joy of providing a safe place for their families possible. Now, with no processing fees and no down payment mortgage options, you can open the door to your own sweet home, a legacy to hand to your next generation. Visit jnbank.com to get pre-approved today. J&B Bank will help you find a way.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Let's take a look now at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. And I think we have here in the Gleaner, it is fire at wedding in Iraq kills more than 100 people. 150 injured. Very disturbing news there. We have as well in the Gleaner reference to a story here. Sections of Tucker in Granville St. James under curfew. We turn now to the Observer. We have a night of evil quadruple murder shocks quiet farming community. I'll read that again. A night of evil quadruple murder.
Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Love 101, you're invited to listen to Good Morning Minister, a weekly feature where government ministers will speak about the development in their various ministries. Listen for the updates and have your questions and concerns ready to share inside Good Morning Minister as the Minister of Information, Robert Nesta Morgan, and a guest minister or agency head discuss the issues and take your questions and suggestions. Get ready to call in during Good Morning Minister, 11 a.m. on Wednesdays, right here on Love 101, the family station.
Good Morning Minister is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
It's time to wake up to profit. Hi, I'm Coach Kerr, your business coach. I help entrepreneurs to build a business that allows them to make money while they sleep. Join me on my new radio show, Wake Up to Profit, on Love 101 this September. I'll be sharing the strategies, tips, and tools you need to build a successful business online with drop shipping, print on demand, digital products, social media marketing, and more. Subscribe at wakeuptoprofit.com.
Listen to Wake Up to Profit with Coach Carr, Thursdays at 6:47 a.m. during Love in the Morning with Joker Dar. That's Wake Up to Profit with Coach Carr, Thursdays at 6:47 a.m. right here on Love 101 FM, the family station.
Love 101 invites you to listen to Encounter, presented by the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Every first Thursday, listen for words of upliftment from the Lighthouse Assembly with Bishop Rowan Edwards. Every second Thursday at 10 p.m., listen for a word of encouragement from Burgess Ministries International. That's Women of God in Service with Reverend Dr. Elaine Richards. Every third Thursday, receive words of strength and power from Praise Deliverance Ministry with Senior Pastor Fitzroy Carr. Every fourth Thursday, Reverend Leonie Samuels of the Richmond New Testament Church of God in St. Mary shares words of hope. For fifth Thursdays, it's words of inspiration from the New United Bible Way Church of God with Reverend Dr. Jasmine Brown. That's Encounter, presented by the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches, every Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back. You're tuned into the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. I do apologize for that break. A moment ago, I was speaking and then suddenly I realized I was speaking to myself. I'm not too sure what is happening. Well, let's join Jukal at the moment to see what our Facebook and WhatsApp friends answered in relation to today's question. What should happen to stray animals and their owners, Jukal?
All right, so I do have a response here from Cherry, and Cherry is from Spanish Town. It's here what she has to say. This is the voice note.
Morning blessings, morning watch, and all the wonderful staff of Love 101. What should happen to these animals and their owners? The animals should go in the pound and the owners be charged. It is not now that stray animals are on the road causing accidents. And if you hurt a stray animal, the owners charge you. But when a stray animal hurt you, you don't know the animals, the owners, you don't hear of them. So these animals should be placed in a pound and their owners be charged for it.
And that was from Cherry in Spanish Town.
Very interesting, Jakal. You can also flip it another way. If you charge the person who owns the stray animal,
Mm-hmm.
they might come and plead hardship. It's a boss,
Exactly. That
you
too.
know, if you keep the animal,
Right, right.
yeah, stressed out and yeah, pressure poor people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I definitely
this one
understand where
is not.
she's coming from. Definitely get
It
that.
might be a little bit. It might be somewhat delicate. It may not be as straightforward as we think.
Definitely.
Yes, it has to be handled with sensitivity. But at the same time, if people are losing their lives as a result of these stray animals, something has to be done right away. We
Something
can't wait.
has
We
to be
can't
done.
wait
I
too
agree.
long.
I agree.
Yes, totally agree with you, Jaka. Will we move right into the second watch? As we know, the Jamaican Constitution is being revised or to be revised, or there are discussions about it being revised. There's certainly a committee looking at it. We have heard the voices of many entities and individuals, in the political realm, etc. Today, we want to speak to someone from Jamaica's third political party, registered political party, I should say, the UIC, and the representative today of the UIC is the chairman of the party. His name is Mr. Winston Wright. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Are you online with us?
Mr. Marshall, good morning to the Morning Watch team. Thank you for having us on. Most importantly, thank you for taking the brave step of listening to what the third registered political party in Jamaica has to say, which is the UIC.
Well, I'm not sure why you would regard it as a brave step. You are already a political party, and we are speaking to you, and we speak to various guests on the Morning Watch, sir. So happy to have you on. Now, first of all, the UIC. What are your thoughts generally and concerns generally? And forgive me, listeners, I shouldn't have just said the UIC, the United Independence Congress, and the shortening is UIC or the acronym. Now, the United Independence Congress, sir, what are your thoughts generally on the Constitution itself as we currently have it? It's the content, the process, the committee that we have now reviewing it, what others are saying or wanting. What are some of your concerns?
The first, generally our thought, Mr. Marshall, is that this process, after so many years of a fake independence, is a disservice to the Jamaican people. They have lied to us over the years to say that we are independent, and now they're looking to give us another fake governance system, which is the fake republic in which they want to embroil every Jamaican. And I preface that by saying the kind of republic that is being touted by the present administration and the opposition is one that lacks the substance of making Jamaicans truly free. Because nowhere in the discourse over this matter has anyone in the political realm, other than UIC, said that we want a constitution that makes Jamaicans truly free, make an individual sovereign, as we have it now. The king, and before that was the queen, was sovereign. Parliamentarians, by virtue of their alignment with the political system, are sovereign, and the people are not. Therefore, the government does not represent us, but represents an extension of the monarchy. And we just get to choose who hold the office and not truly who serve us. As it pertains to the concern about the process, the UIC sees it as being hijacked and directed, especially by a special interest, which the government has allowed on the committee to drive a certain direction. Now, this committee was convened in a hush-hush manner, and the people are not being given the right to truly participate. There is a face card where they allow the people to come and make presentations. But the Justice Minister and the constitutional ministers have always proven that they're only willing to listen. They have ridiculed people who have come to make presentations. They have dismissed their suggestions. So we can see that it's not truly a process for the people.
Yes. Very interesting. Before you move on, sir, we're just going to take a quick break and then we come back with some more, all right? You're listening to Love 101, the family station.
Sardine for the chef and the beginner. Follow the pan with pepper, that are the winner. Shop on supermarket, everybody
Great sardines, follow the better flavor.
The time is 7:46 a.m.
Josie, 4 vegan. Head 4 party hot in iron. Josie, 4 vegan. Take time by KMO in a fan. Grab 4 ready nicest party. Just vegan, make your day well happy. Beef, chicken, veggie, or plant-based. Make his full your mouth with tears. Josie, 4 vegan. Head 4 party hot in iron. Josie, 4 vegan.
Get 4 juicy patties for just $1,000 now. Promotion ends October 6th. Conditions apply.
Looking to own a home and put down your roots? Join us at the Sagicor Bank Mortgage Boutique this Saturday, September 30th, Tropical Plaza branch, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn how to reduce your carbon footprint in your home with recycling, going solar, an eco-car charging station at home. Plus, get tips on landscaping, eco-paints, and inverter appliances. Apply for your mortgage on location and get a competitive mortgage rate. 0.25% off commitment fee, on-site pre-qualification, $20,000 gift voucher for appliances, a Sagicor Bank Star Savers account with $5,000 for your child. Plus, on mortgage approval, you could be one of 3 winners of a patio set, living room set, or inverter AC with free installation. The Sagicor Bank Mortgage Boutique this Saturday, Tropical Plaza branch, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58(3) of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
PSOJ's Crime Stop Jamaica unsolved. 32-year-old Wesley Trench, sales rep, Carreras Group Limited, was stabbed to death at 2 a.m. Saturday, February 11, 2023 in Priory St. Anne near the traffic light. Citizens heard calls for help, but it wasn't until 5 a.m. that the body of Wesley Trench was found in a pool of blood beside his grey Hyundai Creta. Crime Stop and concerned family members are offering a total reward of $500,000 for information leading to an arrest and charge. Call Crime Stop Jamaica 311. Solving crime pays.
NIS pensioners, avoid the wait. Get your NIS pension straight to your bank account. It's easy. Simply visit the Ministry of Labor and Social Security's website, mlss.gov.jm, or the nearest NIS office and collect the direct deposit application form. Then complete the form and submit it along with supporting documents to the NIS office nearest you. Avoid crowds and long lines. Get your money when you want it. The National Insurance Scheme, always working for you.
Hate long wait times at the pharmacy? Me too! Well, I found Marshall's Pharmacy, located at Pathfinder Plaza, Greater Portmore. Great customer service, shorter wait times, all the local and international brands I want, plus print services powered by Print Corner. WhatsApp your prescriptions to 876-491-7841 and follow them on Instagram at Marshall's Pharmacy. Visit Marshall's Pharmacy in Greater Portmore today. They're open late every day, even on public holidays.
Here's why you can't afford to miss the Morning Watch.
I love listening to the Morning Watch because topics are discussed and issues are highlighted that are of major importance, which in turn edify me.
The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
I like listening to the Morning Watch. I find it very informative. I find it very interesting. The topics that are covered are very, very wide.
The Morning Watch, thought-provoking, insightful, current. Listen for the probing questions with Attorney at Law Stokeley Marshall and the in-depth discussion with Reverend Dr. Dallin Toussaint. On Thursdays, the Morning Watch is brought to you by Bashco. Bashco, the store that gives you more. The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The Morning Watch is on the family station, Love 101.
Christmas a come, me want me partner. Christmas a come, me want me partner. Christmas a come, me want me partner. Christmas a come, me want me partner.
Start saving now for just 16 weeks and get ready for the holidays. Open a JN Bank partner plan today.
Stokeley, Marshall. We have on the line today Mr. Winston Wright. He is the chairman of the United Independence Congress, otherwise referred to as the UIC. And we do apologize for that slight glitch a moment ago. I think from here on we should be fine. Mr. Wright, thank you for your contributions before the break. Now, does the UIC have a position on two very delicate issues? One is Jamaica's laws against buggery, and one is our laws against abortion. And I'll give a context to the question. There is a view that we should move away from the Privy Council. The Privy Council is well known for taking a very literal approach, it would appear at least up to this time, on interpreting a savings, or how they look at a savings law clause and our laws against buggery and against abortion are safe. The CCJ, on the other hand, it has been indicated that they do not share that same approach. They are not literal in their application of or how they look at a savings law clause, and they are more minded to, look at it in another way, which some people might be concerned could lead to a relaxation or actually an ending to our laws against buggery and abortion. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
The UIC position, Mr. Marshall, is very straightforward. Our position is that an individual has the right to their choice, to bodily autonomy. And a constitution crafted by the UIC will make that a stated fact. And
like in relation to the laws against abortion, so the UIC would be minded to allow women to abort?
I'm getting to that. So that stated fact that
I don't have a limited time, but go ahead.
That stated fact that you have bodily autonomy means that you have a right to choose how you conduct yourself, what medical treatment you subject yourself to, and what personal practices.
What about the unborn child?
You participate in. Now, that unborn child is a part of the individual and is the care and custody, if you want to look at it literally, of the individual, and therefore that individual.
You see the unborn child as a part of the woman's body, not a distinct person inside of her body.
No, because until term, until delivery, while sentient,
even though the child is in the sac by themselves, connected to the mother, but in a sac by themselves.
And that connection is what can be missed. So it's an individual choice. It's a choice that the government has no place in, but rather education.
That an unborn child remains connected to the mother because after birth, because if they don't get fed by the mother or by some individuals, that child will die. But that's another issue. What about the laws against buggery, any position the UIC has in relation to that?
And again, the UIC position is not singularly focused. We will not single out any group or individual or special interest. What we will create is a law that applies broadly to everyone. And again, your personal choice, your right to bodily autonomy rule. So the UIC will not endorse one lifestyle or the other, because every individual is entitled to their preference. And that is that preference, that general protection that we will provide. Now, when we say that an individual is sovereign, we literally mean that. So you will have...
The individual being sovereign means that if they want to use their body in a particular sexual activity, even if it is currently illegal, the UIC would not object to that legal barrier being lifted.
And it's not that we won't object to that legal barrier. Again, what we won't do is subject anyone to a broad legal definition of their freedom.
But the UIC is in favor of removing the buggery law.
Again, you will not single out any particular group or individual for protection.
The law punishes particular activities between men, but it also punishes bestiality or bestiality, depending on how you pronounce it. Carol, your views on that in terms of what
now, it is obvious that society has an issue with that. Now, if an individual chooses to live like that, then it's against societal norms.
That the UIC hasn't thought it through fully as yet, because I did see on a previous occasion where it appeared as if the UIC was in favor of removing the laws against buggery, and I say that very guardedly because I don't know if that is your official position, but that is what I read. It indicated that that was the direction you might be inclined to, let me put it that way. But then later on I saw where it seemed as if you weren't going in that direction again. I'm not sure what you're saying here this morning. Is it that you haven't fully thought it through yet?
It's not a matter for one individual, but a matter for the national executive and the membership. And our position has always been stated that again.
But you seem to be inclined to allowing women to abort unborn children up to the moment before birth, or only after a certain number, only after a certain number of weeks that the child has been in the mother's womb.
Again, an individual choice, Mr. Marshall, that the UIC don't believe again that the government has no right in. Now, medical best practices should prevail. If we were to look at this, we could go to a
not best practice for the unborn child, but I take your point. I will leave that area for now. I don't know if it's something you want to discuss further. Now, another thing, sir, before we wrap, is that the doctrine of tenure, as you know, is what operates that undergirds Jamaican land law. It is a crownish-owned land, and anyone else is a holder of an interest or an estate in land, whether it's a fee simple holder, life tenant, or a leasehold, as the case may be. Even detail, even though we hardly hear about that. And if bauxite, for example, is found on your land, it's not your bauxite. In fact, the current law does indicate that it is not your bauxite. So, what would the UIC do differently, in terms of a constitutional, what are your views in terms of constitutional reform, in terms of the ownership of land? Would you want to maintain the doctrine of tenure?
The doctrine of tenure is an outdated piece of colonial legislation, just like the rest of the Constitution, which the UIC intends to not reform, but replace. And our concern about the present reformation process includes the loophole that we're seeing when it comes to tenure, as you put it. The UIC, for example, intends to make Jamaican sovereign, and in doing so, you become a property.
So, under a UIC government, if they find gold on your land, whose gold would it be?
It would be your gold. But it would be your gold.
Okay.
But to understand fully the UIC position, we talk about making sure that ownership falls to the individual. Your property right should be protected and exalted. So we will make sure that property right is stated explicitly.
We are out of time already, Mr. Wright, but because I know we had a little issue with the technology, any final word you want to leave with us on the Constitution, we have a couple seconds before we wrap, sir.
Sure. Our constitutional plans go further to create a 100% publicly funded electoral system, which removes special interest and therefore creates a level playing field for all. We have known is that the other parties pay lip service to electoral reform when it becomes a topical issue. Just like constitutional change wasn't a topical issue until the UIC started discussing it openly.
Have to leave it there this morning, Mr. Wright. Unfortunately, we're totally out of time, but I really do want to give a couple seconds to say something further because we have an issue with the technology. Mr. Wright, thank you for your time and for your thoughts.
Thank you as well, Mr. Marshall. Appreciate you having me on.
And thank you, listen, for being with us. Join us again tomorrow as we look at other topical and controversial issues. Visit the Love 101 FM YouTube channel and Facebook page for this and all other Love 101 FM programs. This is the Morning Watch on our Love 101 app, and download it today and stay connected to the family station, Love 101 FM, the number 1 gospel station in Jamaica. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and to our guests. I am Stokeley Martin, and you're back to Love in the Morning with Chicago.
Thank you for listening to the Morning Watch, brought to you with this kind sponsorship of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.